Hello, Cube friends, and welcome to another Cube draft. Vintage Cube is still up on Moto for the next 4 days, and we're going to keep drafting it until they take it down. So, let's get to it. All right, pretty good start here. Yeah, just going to go ahead and draft that Mox Ruby. Not much to say. I was talking with a friend yesterday about which of the Moxen are better. Like, what order do you put the Moxen in your pick order? I think that probably Sapphire is still a little bit better than Ruby, but I think I have Ruby at a solid second place. I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to grab this Mind Twist. Good magic card. So far, so good. As far as pack 1, pick 1, and pack 1, pick 2 can go. Not too shabby. Alright, what do we want to do? LED can put us in some pretty broken places. We haven't gone full Storm yet, really, this season, so maybe we can just grab this and see what we've got. This card is, of course, really quite broken with Yawgmoth or Underworld Breach, or Echo of Eons is also in the cube right now, I believe. See if we can wheel this Monastery Mentor, maybe? I don't know. Let's go Stormy. So that puts me towards, like, Snapcaster Mage, probably. Relic of Sauron is also pretty interesting. We could go, like, big artifact mana. But getting to snap back something, I don't know what yet, but just being redundancy for powerful spells is really good. Helm of Awakening could definitely get us there. I think that is a little bit more dangerous of a pick than Lorien Revealed, and also more likely to wheel. I don't think people evaluate Helm of Awakening very highly, and I think they're correct to do so. I don't think that card is actually very good, unless you're doing something truly busted with it, because of course it is symmetrical. So let's stick with the Lorien and see if the Helm comes back. I'm also eyeing this Fallen Shinobi. That's what's giving me pause here. That card is certainly very powerful. We could abandon the Storm plan and just go fair blue-black. Okay, I've changed my mind. This card is busted. Let's sideboard the LED for now and see if we get anything that makes us really want to be playing it. Alright, so Trinket Mage can get Mox Ruby. It's pretty good. Daze is on my radar here, but yeah, Trinket Mage for Mox Ruby, or possibly even Trinket Mage for LED, depending on how our deck shakes out, is pretty good. Let's give that a go. Okay, now, how control-y do we want our deck to be? Virtue of Persistence is definitely a favorite of mine, and it's also kind of cute with Lion's Eye Diamond, because you can just cast it, like you cast the front half, and then it's not in your hand anymore, so you get to keep it, which is pretty cool. It's also, again, just a removal spell. I'm probably way too high on this card, but I do really love playing with it, so I'm just going to draft it. Ooh, Beseech. That can get us towards Storm for sure, and the fact that it's still here makes me think that Storm is just not in this first pack quite as much, and not that we're actually getting cut on it. So let's spec on this. Probe is probably the safer pick, but Beseech could put us somewhere pretty busted. We're a little light on fast mana still for this Mind Twist. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. I think I'm going to take the Soul Cauldron, probably. The Harvester is also tempting. Removal spell that goes with our Virtue here. We lean a little bit more Reanimator. Okay, could talk myself into it. Waterlogged Grove is also just really good, but I don't know, maybe that was the pick. Undercity Sewers is back, so is Thought Scour. I think the Sewers is a little too free to pass here. Thought Scour is nice if we find ourselves in like exactly Doomsday. Plus it's just like a cute cantrip for your reanimator decks, but I don't know. Horizon Canopy probably not going to make the cut, but better than these other cards. All right, let's take a look at pack 2. Time Walk, exactly the kind of card that I was talking about when I drafted Snapcaster Mage. Pretty tough to pass this one up. It's a shame the Breach is here, but we might be able to wheel it based on what Storm was looking like in pack 1. We'll see. I am going to draft a Brain Freeze if I see it, just in case this comes back. Okay. I do not know what this card does. Huh, interesting. Okay, we don't have a lot of discard outlets here. So I want to continue probably just drafting removal. I'm realizing now that the Helm of Awakening didn't come back, so there is probably somebody cutting us on Storm. I think we're going to have to be a little bit more of a fair blue-black possible reanimator angle, but still just, I don't know, control spells kind of thing. Ooh, there's the Echo. Okay. That definitely gets us somewhere. And then if we find Shieldred or Bowmasters, then we have a whole package going on here. So the fact that I already have the LED makes me really interested in drafting this Echo. Yes, I think that's the pick here. Let's bring this Lion's Eye Diamond back into the mix. Going to be a little bit more interested in fast mana at this point with the Echo combo, or of course anything that actually punishes opponent for wheeling, Hull Breacher, etc. Ooh, Treachery. That's a good one. I do like me some Treachery. City of Traders is also quite powerful, but I think we're pretty slow here. I think Treachery's going to do it. 3 steps ahead is pretty cool. With the, it's kind of like a weird cryptic command. You can counter spells and draw cards and stuff like that. I'm thinking about this Talisman just because we do want more mana for our Echo, and it's also a red source. Our second red source, 3 if you count Lion's Eye Diamond. So if we find that Breach back, then we're starting to cook a little bit. Snuff Out is another really good pick here, but I want to try ramping into our good top end a little bit. So I'm ready for this half on color Talisman. Ooh, okay. There's our Shieldred. So now we're cooking with the whole wheels thing. Oh, and Yawgmoth as well. Okay. Now our deck is actually quite good. This is kind of nuts. Yawgmoth plus LED plus Echo Vions. Yeah. I am excited for all of those things to come together. I might even play the Beseech the Mirror now. Ooh, okay. I really want to play with Smirking Spelljacker. This is a card that is pretty new. I'm testing it in my cube, and some of my friends are testing it in their cubes in my local group, and this card has just been crazy. I know it is probably correct to draft this Mystical Tutor, but God, I want to play with this card. God, Mystical Tutor for Time Walk though, and also Treachery, or not Treachery, Yawgmoth and also Echo. Alright, Smirking Spelljacker next time, I promise. Oh, and the Breach comes back. Wow. Okay, this is going to go in the sideboard for now, but if we can find High Tide plus Treachery, yeah, we're kind of going off here. If we can find Brain Freeze, then the Breach is crazy, of course. Do we want Seething Song over Memory Jar? How stormy are we feeling? I'm feeling pretty stormy. And the City is here. I think City of Treasures makes the cut in this deck. I could be wrong, but... Oh, and the Rain of Filth, wow. This only hits swamps, right? That's how this works? Oh, no. I'm thinking of Bubbling Muck. Add black. Okay. This card might actually be good enough. This is a little bit out of my wheelhouse here, this like actually dedicated storm strategy, but we will see. We can draft Turnabout. Not totally sure how we're going to win the game yet. We might be able to get the Turnabout back around too. Our red mana source is more important, quite possibly. If we intend to cast this Breach and this Seething Song. The Breach came back. I feel like the Turnabout might come back too. And I also don't know that it's actually that important in this deck. We're going to be a lot of colors. High Tide might be hard to support. I'm going to take the Fixing to make sure we can actually make this Underworld Breach castable. We'll see about High Tide. Oh, okay. Aetherflux Reservoir is a Storm Out that also can be cast with City of Traders, which seems really powerful. Okay, I'm going to take this Harvester of Misery out for now. Bring this Aetherflux Reservoir in. And at this point, draft all of the fast mana we can find. Coalition Relic is probably good enough here. Thundering Falls gets fetched with our Scalding Tarn, which is really powerful. Okay, let's draft Thundering Falls. Fury. Wow, it's really hard for us to pitch cast Fury in this deck. Wishclaw Talisman is probably the pick. I don't think I want this Virtue anymore. I'm feeling better about the Beseech at this point. This deck is going to be so hard to pilot. Okay, let's draft the Wishclaw. Mox Ruby is in a land slot for sure. Wheel of Fortune is good with the Shieldred. A little bit tough to cast here, but if we can find one more fetchable red source or one more fetch land that gets our Thundering Falls, then I think we are in it. Frantic Search. Don't mind if I do. I think that puts the High Tide back in. Both of our fetchable, like, our splash color is also an island. We've got the sewers and the falls here, so I think High Tide is quite good. It's probably even better than Rain of Filth. We'll see if that makes the cut. Oh, Fiery Islet. Yes, that's very important for our game plan, I think. I don't think... Oh, it's the Brain Freeze. At the last possible pick? Wow. Guess I paid for a Moto Premium today. That is really good. Okay, now our deck is absolutely nuts. I'm wondering if the Seething Song is worth it. I think it might be. You enfranchised Storm Pilots can tell me how correct or incorrect I am there. I think we kind of have it all here. We've got Wheels, we've got Storm, we've got Trinket Mage for our Lion's Eye Diamond, we've got Mystical Tutor for all of our Storm Outs. Like, I think this deck is really quite strong. I'm a little skeptical about our ability to cast Beseech the Mirror. That's the one thing that's giving me pause in this 24 here. But the card is also so powerful. Rain of Filth also helps us cast it. Bargaining it is a little difficult. We've got LED Mox, Wishclaw, Talisman of Creativity. Ooh, do we want Elvish Spirit Guide or Night's Whisper? Lotus Petal that only makes green is not really that good here. I am going to draft it though. I think it's better than Night's Whisper. We'll see if it makes the cut. I could play it over a land. Just have it be fast mana. Alright, let's see. Beseech the Mirror. Can we actually support this card? Rain of Filth makes it more castable, harder to bargain, not a lot of tokens, not a whole bunch of... I don't know if this card actually gets there. The ceiling is so high, but the floor is so low. Oh, Pentad Prism probably goes in. Third Path Iconoclast is also a card we might play, but I think the ramp on Pentad Prism is worth it. I'm almost at the point where I don't even want to play this Fallen Shinobi. It's hard for us to ninjutsu it in. Can we play 16 lands here? I'm not sure. I think we have to find one more cut, probably. I don't know. We've got two mana rocks. We've got Consider, we've got LED. I mean, all of that probably comes to being able to shave one land, right? We've also got City of Traders. I think this can be a 16 land deck. We've got Wheels. I wonder if Beseech is worth playing as just 4 mana Demonic Tutor. Probably not. Okay, Ruby, Sewers, Falls. Clearing is better than a Swamp in our deck, I think. Horizon Canopy I don't think is worth it. Fire Elliot definitely in, and City of Traders definitely in. Spirit Guide. Spirit Guide has got to be bad, right? I think it is. So if we run this with 16 lands, and we get to play 9 basics. I think we want 1 mountain, probably. Maybe not. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 red sources, plus Pentad Prism, Talisman of Creativity. Wow, Rain of Filth and Underworld Breach is definitely a combo. Feeling pretty good about this deck. Besides the fact that I do not think I'm going to be able to play it. But I feel like I drafted it pretty well. It's got to count for something. Let's try it like this. I don't know why it keeps changing my basics around. It doesn't seem to remember the ones that I actually want. Yep, and now I'm going to have to do it again. So this is exactly what I did in the last video, where I closed this window and now I have to do this again. But that's okay. So once again, 9 basics here. I think we are likely good on red sources. That's again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. I want to go way up on black sources to make sure we can cast the Shieldred, but also I want to go way up on blue sources to make sure we can High Tide. So that's a little bit of a tension there. How are we looking on black sources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5. Yeah, tough. Okay, so the islands, we have 1, 2. What if we just cut the High Tide? It's definitely cute with Treachery and Turnabout and Frantic Search. Or we could just bank on being able to cast Shieldred off of... Oh boy. Stuff like Rain of Filth, and we've got a good number of black sources here. This is a tough build. I don't think we can afford to play this mountain. So how does that look? That's 5, 6, 7 total islands for the High Tide. That feels so low. Can we go down another black source? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to cast a Shieldred on turn 4-ish. We can tear through our deck with relative ease, and I think like just having more islands on the battlefield has got to be important, right? No, I don't know. That feels so wrong. Okay, let's do it like this. I think that's fine. I am not convinced that that's correct, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, alright, here's our first go at Storm. It looks like a pretty nuts Storm deck, I gotta say. But I guess we will find out in the games. As you may have picked up on by now, I don't draft a lot of Vintage Cube in general, and not a lot of cubes include Storm archetypes that aren't Vintage Cubes. So I have a small amount of familiarity with like Canadian Highlander Storm decks, and that's going to be about it. So I understand what my cards are supposed to do, but I don't really understand how I'm going to get there. I would love to play first Magic Online. Thank you for asking. Alright, this is a Surveil. It's just a Surveil, I guess. Yeah, I don't think this is good enough. Trinket Mage gets us an extra mana. And then Frantic Search becomes really good with High Tide. Maybe this is worth trying. I am not going to mulligan well with this deck, just so that everyone is on the same page here. Giving away my whole game plan here, unfortunately, but can't afford to draw that when I need to find my third land. Figure of Destiny. Okay. That there is also not a land. I think I'm going to surprise block with my Ambush Viper here. We're pretty light on removal, and yeah, we're just gonna kind of have to storm them out. Okay, Legion Extruder hits me in the face. That's fine. That's pretty good, actually. Jeez, Reign of Filth. I didn't even put these in land slots, I guess. Like, I'm playing 16 actual mana sources. Yeah, I guess that's what happens sometimes. So, we can technically cast, like, Trinket Mage this turn or something, but I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. We could Mind Twist to try and hit a random card from opponent, and it's possible that Mind Twist isn't actually getting any better here because once we do find our third land, we're just going to start storming off. So I wonder if that's actually worth it. Just take the 1-for-1 against a deck that's trying to win on an aggro plan. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think that this card is getting any better because opponent is going to play their cards faster than I am, and I am not going to care about Mind Twist once I get off the ground. Oh, wow. Okay. Neither of us are doing anything. We're both just totally bricking here. I seem to have taken their only creature that costs less than 4 mana. Yeah, I can't really do anything. So I'm just going to pass. Both of us completely hitting our fail rate here. That's pretty funny. Ooh, okay, that's a good one. I'm going to take 3 down to 15. just get an island, please? Oh, they want another 2/2. That's interesting. I wonder why. Ooh, okay. Pretty powerful. That is a lot of damage. I take 4 and they can fling for another 4 if they want. Or they can fling a token. Okay. Now we are cooking. So we can grab an island here. We can cast our High Tide. We can cast our Frantic Search. Now stuff is happening. Time Walk, quite good here. I don't think we need the Wheel or the Seething Song at the moment. So now we can cast Trinket Mage. Oh, maybe the Wheel would have been better to keep to reload with the Mox. Yeah, okay. That's a little bit of a spew. Storm count is 5, yep. I think if I had sequenced that slightly differently, I probably would have been able to brain freeze them and then kill them with Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, okay. Now I feel pretty dumb for discarding the wheel. But that's what we got. Yeah, Rain of Filth into Wheel of Fortune probably would have just won me the game. Ugh, okay. Learning as we go. So this is 7 damage down to 6, and then they can fling me down to 2. So I am going to just go ahead and block here. Okay, this kills me. That's just actual dead with the Skyclave. Okay, we're against red-white aggro. Pyrokinesis is good against that deck, but I feel like our plan is too tight to just board random pieces in. I don't know. We don't have enough red cards to actually pitch cast this thing. Could be like Virtue, gain a little bit of life, kill a thing. That might be better than Mind Twist against this type of opponent. It would have been better than Mind Twist in that spot where I just fired it off. Okay, let's go like that. I feel pretty bad about that misplay, but we are going to try again. Wishclaw Talisman can get us some gas, depending on what we draw. And we also have a removal spell. I'm happy with this hand. It's back. Yeah, I will take 2. Okay, here's Treachery. So I can activate Wish Claw, which gives them the Wish Claw. What am I getting with Wish Claw? Oh, jeez. This is so hard. I am going to do this. We can just grab, like, Mox Ruby, I guess. But then what? Like, where do we go from there? High Tide is crazy with Treachery. Shieldred, also quite good. What if we just get Shieldred? That might be good enough. They're not really going to go for removal with the Wish Claw. They might even activate it next turn. And then I can try and wheel them. Okay, let's do this. They get that. I can hold up Baleful Mastery, which even blanks their Skull Clamp. If they spend their whole turn leveling up this card again, then that's going to be really good. Okay. Oof. Well, Caracas, pretty good against Shieldred. That's unfortunate. I am going to just kill the Figure of Destiny here, I think. I don't know how I'm going to get the Monarchy back. Ugh. Yeah, that turn was really bad for me. If they didn't have Caracas, I would be cooking, but they do. There's been a lot of conversations lately about whether Caracas is like an interesting or fun vintage cube card. Okay, Mystical Tutor. How does that help me? I could Reservoir, and then I could Mystical Tutor, but I don't have any draw 7s that I can actually cast here because I don't have a red source. I think committing the Reservoir and seeing what I draw and then maybe Treacherying is kind of where we're at. I'm going to have to gain some life if I want to be able to stand a chance in this matchup. I don't have a really good Mystical Tutor target, I don't think. I really should have taken a screenshot of this deck. That seems really important for this kind of build. But I mean, we could just Mystical Tutor for Frantic Search or something like that and gain some life and see where that goes. I'm going to put a stop in my upkeep. And at the very least, it lets us discard the Shieldred that does not do anything against the current board. Jeez. Okay, they just have everything. Okay, in this case, I'm going to pass into my draw step, and I'm going to, God, Treachery, their 2/2. That does not feel good. Turnabout. Treachery, their 2/2, play Shieldred, I guess. Hold up Mystical Tutor. Then at least if we find a land or something, we can take 2 turns in a row with Shieldred, perhaps, and gain a little bit of life. Not feeling good about this line, but it's what we've got. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we slam this. We get a Caracas. We Mystical Tutor. We can't draw a land because we're drawing Time Walk, so that's no good. What a mess. They decided they wanted to lose 2 life. That either means they have a crazy 5-drop, or they just missed it. One of the two. Okay. Yeah. I'm still pretty sure it's Time Walk that we want here. They did make a blocker, but they passed into their end step, so they can't level it up. We are going to be able to take the Monarchy here. I could... Oh, I can actually cast both if I turn about. Alright, I spend 4 mana, untap. Yeah, this nets me 1 mana. Okay. Let's do that. Target me. Pay. What? Okay. Oh, I see. Pay like this. Choose land. Untap my lands. Cast this. Go to combat. Sure. And cast this. Okay, got their thing. That's good. Our hand sucks, and they have a Crocus, so that's less good. Oh, that's even worse. I guess I can take this stop off. Perfect. The perfect draw. Probably one of the worst things they could have. Alright, well, I did throw game 1 into the garbage, but I don't think I had a shot this time. They do have me dead. They just have to successfully do all the things that they are supposed to do. Okay. They figured it out. All right. Well, let's give it another go. Lost the die roll this time. And here we have 2 islands and a bunch of spells that you can't cast with 2 islands. So this one's going to be a mulligan. Pretty confident about that one. I don't know. 2 lands, Time Walk, Talisman, Yawgmoth. Yeah, this hand looks great. What do we put away? I believe it's Yawgmoth. We do have Red Source plus Wheel of Fortune. So, but we have nothing to actually do with the Yawgmoth. Could also just put the Baleful Mastery away and hope that our opponent isn't doing anything that cares about that. Maybe that's smarter. Just go all in game 1. Okay, turns out there's something that cares about removal. But we don't actually care about Mother of Runes very much. So here's what we can do. City of Traders into Talisman. Or we can save the City of Traders. And then next turn we can go City of Traders, Talisman, Time Walk. Okay. Deal. Oh, okay. Or we'll do none of those things. I still have this set. Why does it remember these, but it doesn't remember... I don't know. I'm not going to ask questions. Here's my Explore. Yeah, okay. And LED. So we can cast the Yawgmoth, hold priority, crack the LED, cast the LED. We get to Time Walk. We get to Wheel of Fortune. That's like really good. Okay. I do not know. I have to hold control while I'm casting my Yawgmoth. Okay. So just to make sure, I'm going to play the LED, cast the Yawgmoth, hold priority, crack the LED. I'm holding control. So hopefully this works. And what do I want? Blue? Yeah. Blue so I can Time Walk. It's going to be City of Traders. LED. Cast that. We're going to cast the Talisman with the City of Traders. We're going to cast the Time Walk. We're going to use this mana to do that. And then we are also going to make... This doesn't matter, I'll just make red with this. Oh, I guess it does matter because I'm about to draw a new hand. Okay, so we'll make black. And then we'll cast Wheel of Fortune using this red mana and 2 black mana. Okay. And now we can Mox. We can Frantic Search. We only need Storm Count 8. They're just like dead. Okay. We stumbled through it this time. We're going to discard land and land, because these are going to go to the exile zone, so discarding the echo doesn't really work. Untap these, and then we can turnabout just to make sure. Choose me, choose land, untap my lands, cast Consider. Put this on top, and then Brain Freeze you for a zillion. Same targets. Oh, do I have to click same targets every time? I guess I do. Okay, cool. We actually successfully did the storm thing this time. Opponent is black, white, Mother of Runes, and Intrepid Adversary. Those are the only two. Oh, we saw Hymn to Tarok as well. So I think we just leave this as is. Again, part of me wants to bring in the Virtue for the Mind Twist, I guess. But I don't know, Mind Twist is just so good. Fantizzle, unsurprisingly, has chosen the play. We do have a turn 2 Pentad Prism and a turn 3 Trinket into either Mox or LED. I think this hand is quite good. I'm gonna keep that. We even get to Surveil with our Scalding Tarn. I think that one is gonna grab a... I guess it probably grabs a Black Source. We already have the Fiery Islet. Oh, they've revealed red mana. That's interesting. Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah. Which one do you want? There's a lot of spicy stuff in here. I would take the Pentad Prism, I think, because knocking me off of my curve is probably more important than taking the more powerful spells. Yeah, opponent came to the same conclusion. Don't need that. Graveyard. Found a Rain of Filth. Okay, this is just going to be swamp and pass. Alright, we're going to try our best to remember to Trinket Mage 4 Mox this time so we can actually cast the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. That's a good one. Him takes Fiery Islet and Treachery. Okay, that was, all things considered, pretty good for us. We still get to cast the Trinket Mage, get our red source. Feeling pretty good about how that Hymn went. Opponent is nuts at drawing Hymn, gotta say. Okay, gonna use that. Gonna get Mox, and here it is. I am gonna put this onto the battlefield. They seem to be playing a lot of hand attack. And yeah, there are white cards that can destroy it, but they have no white sources yet. We know they're in white, but we'll see. Okay, Cycling Unearth. I think we saw an Embereth Shieldbreaker. No, that was out of the last opponent. Never mind. Okay, that's pretty good. Hopefully whatever it is, they're not going to cast, and I can just put it into their graveyard. Like if they go looking for, say, Shieldred or something like that, and they're planning on casting it next turn, then that's great for us. Probably like a 4th Erlingus or something, though. This would be... Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Heh, get it? Okay, here's the LED. Part of me wants to... Well, no, I'm probably just playing this and cycling it and regrouping once we see what we draw. There is an argument for cracking the LED first. That's... Okay, we're just gonna have to be a little patient here. They cannot attack with their Tide Hollow Sculler. I wonder if that's what they DT'd for. I feel like it's probably not. I'm ready for them to 4th me here. Yeah. Okay. I think that is likely to kill us. We would have been able to turnabout them if we had left up the silent clearing. Oh, that's not true. We drew the turnabout off of the silent clearing. Otherwise, I probably would have just not done that. Okay, we're going to take a bunch. We're going to leave the Trinket Mage on the battlefield here because I want to be able to block the Tide Hollow Sculler if they ever give me the opportunity to do that, which they're probably not going to. Ooh, okay, Baleful Mastery kills the Tide Hollow Sculler. And we can actually even cast LED and then Baleful Mastery, hold priority, crack LED, and then use the LED mana to cast the Wheel of Fortune. So that's pretty cool. And then it doesn't even matter if we give them a card off Baleful Mastery. Okay, so I'm going to hold priority here. I'm going to cast this, targeting this. 1, and we can make red mana or we can make not red mana and then use it. Let's make blue mana here. We'll have access to potentially turnabout. Oh no, we're discarding the turnabout. So blue mana is going to be better for things like Frantic Search. Yeah. Okay, we're going to pay 1 and a black. We are going to crack this for blue. And then we are going to cast our spell. That's neat, like that. So we've got Yawgmoth for next turn. Oh, we've got Yawgmoth this turn, actually. Where does that get us? It gets us to LED for Wheel of Fortune. But that doesn't really do anything. High Tide. Let's see, are we dead on the backswing? No, we're not. So we can just wait. We can again try to just like snipe 2 random cards out of their hand and go off next turn, maybe. Shieldred. Yawgmoth. Okay, I think that's the line. I don't think I'm missing anything here. We can cast the High Tide and then we can make the same amount of mana that we already have. So we probably want to wait until next turn for that. If we High Tide and then we Yawgmoth, no, that doesn't really do anything. Reign of Filth. Okay, High Tide, Yawgmoth, LED, crack LED, cast Reign of Filth. This is so hard. Did I mess it up by playing this swamp? I may have. Cast Rain of Filth. We can't cast Turnabout from there. Oh, we can, because we can crack the LED for blue. We can untap all our lands. Oh, boy. Okay, that might be enough. We have no red sources for the Wheel of Fortune. So how do we draw cards? We can't. We needed to play the Fire Islet. I don't think I can undo that. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to throw the Mind Twist at them and hope they don't kill us. And go off next turn. We got Mishra's Bauble Swamp. Probably not exactly what we wanted to hit here. We gave them 7 cards and basically anything kills us. Oh, that definitely kills us. They only get to kick it once. Yeah, we're just dead. Oh, man, that Fiery Islet would have gotten us there, I think. Okay. Whew. This is exhausting. A lot of fun, though. Maybe I should bring Storm to a Legacy Weekly one of these weeks. Yeah, same deal. We're just going to run it back. Okay. I would love to play first. Mox Ruby had nothing to do with it, but one of our lands draws a card? It's like kind of fine. We've got LED, it's really powerful. We can try to find either Breach or Yawgmoth. I don't know. I don't know if this hand is actually good enough, but it feels really dumb to mulligan away on Mox Ruby. It's just so many mana sources. Alright, we can do better than this. Fine. Acceptable. Keep, we're going to put Swamp back because we can find, we've got the Pentad Prism lined up anyway. And we want maximum islands for potential high tide, I think. We've got plenty of black sources. Put this back. Okay. Going to Surveil 1. Mox Ruby. Good enough? Question mark? It is just another mana source. But if we do find gas, we're going to have so much mana. I actually don't think this is good. And that's crazy, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a mountain right now. Is that... I don't know why it's asking me that. I'm going to play the LED as well. I should have done that last turn. We've seen so much hand attack out of them. But worst case scenario, we can take their hand. We'll have x equals 3 next turn. No, sorry, x equals 4. Okay, or they could Sculler me. Ooh, interesting. They're ready to play this game at 0 resources because they're ahead on board. And that's probably smart on their part. Snapcaster Mage is a really good draw here. I think I'm going to take this opportunity to twist them, and then I will try to see what this Snapcaster does in the future. It could be an Ambush Viper again, but it could also be some kind of flashback. Okay, good cards. No lands. Interesting. No more red sources here, unfortunately. Plus 2 of them already in the yard. But Echo of Eons would be a crazy draw, of course. I imagine they're thinking about whether they want to Grim Lavamancer me. Ooh, that's not good. No, they were just thinking about the best thing to kill me with their Reanimate. Okay, High Tide does nothing for me, but it puts us closer to doing something, that's for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and block the Sculler here, if they give me the opportunity. Get that Brain Freeze back. Seems like they have something to cast because they did attack with the Grim Lavamancer. Oh, did they have that the whole time? I'm just like not paying attention. Yeah, okay. That will show me something new about Moto's interface, probably. I assume that was like, I think there's a little companion marker up here somewhere, but not something I'm typically paying attention to. But definitely should be. Here is my island. So next turn they get to Sculler me again. No, that's not true. They missed a land drop. Yeah, we're just gonna chill. We're gonna continue hoping that we figure out how to draw Echo of Eons. There's the Lurrus. And here's a Silent Clearing, which could be anything. It could even be an Echo of Eons. Okay, red source. We are not quite dead. 5, 7, yeah. Okay. They get to put me to 1. I can't actually make any red mana with this talisman. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll take the Brain Freeze. I think that's what I want, because the High Tide is good if I do draw my out. Oh, they attacked with the Grim Lavamancer. That's good news, I think. Unless they have exactly Orcish Bowmasters, which would be very bad news. Because now I'm at 2, so if I draw Wheel of Fortune, I can actually cast it. Okay. They wanted to spend all their mana on the Clue. Ooh, okay, we actually drew it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna make red, red, red here, or maybe black, black, black. I'm gonna make black, black, black. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm gonna cast this. Okay, Reign of Filth. We can Mystical Tutor for anything. And then we can cast it. Okay, if they've got Bowmaster, we're like super dead anyway. The Brain Freeze is under the Sculler, so we do have to deal with that somehow. But we can Mystical Tutor. Oh, jeez. Well, casting the Mystical Tutor seems like a no-brainer. The question is, what are we getting here? It must just be Wheel of Fortune. What do we have? So Baleful Mastery does kill the Sculler. And then we're going to want to cast Consider. Top of my library. I think we want... Is there anything we can play that's better than an island here? No. All of our red sources are either tapped or deal damage to us anyway. So island is going to get us more mana. I'm going to tap this for black. No, I don't have to do that yet. I can cast the Reign of Filth now. And then add blue, blue, and then cast Wheel of Fortune. And hopefully not get Bowmastered. Yep. We found the Turnabout. We found the Yawgmoth, and we found the Shieldred. So, are we gonna get there? We are. So, Mox Ruby. Cast this. Storm count is 7. But opponent can actually just kill us in their upkeep with Grim Lavamancer. We can mill them, and then we can cast Wheel of Fortune, and that should kill them. We can do that right now. Oh boy. So Yawgmoth. Alright, we definitely want to Turnabout. That seems critically important. I'm going to make blue, blue. And then if we tap the Mox Ruby, we're out of red mana, so that's no good. The LED is back in the deck. So we are going to have to sack a land for black to cast the Turnabout. Target me. Choose my lands, untap those. Now if we Yawgmoth, if we Brain Freeze first, we can Witchclaw Talisman for the removal spell, and then we can Brain Freeze, Yawgmoth, Wheel of Fortune. Do we have enough mana to do that? So that's going to be 3 mana, plus another 2 mana is 5, plus another 6 mana is 11, and we currently have access to 8, plus sack all the lands, plus the Mox Ruby. So I think that's enough. I hope I'm not doing any crazy math wrong. We're gonna make blue. We're gonna sack, well, okay, we shouldn't do that yet. Let's make black with this. Cast the Wishclaw Talisman. Pay a blue mana. Oh, apologies to my opponent, who's probably bored out of their skull over there. But I think I did it. Hopefully I counted correctly. Baleful Mastery is going to get their thing. We sack this for a black. We Baleful Mastery this. They didn't have to concede there because of the Grim Lavamancer. They didn't know that I had the Yawgmoth. I did actually have them dead, but what they should have believed that they had outs, I think. Wow, okay. I need to go take a break from this before I play the third match, but this has been a lot of fun. I hope that this is entertaining content because I'm having a blast. So I will pause this for a second and come back and play match 3. All right, on the play in match 3. Here we have only 1 land, despite having a whole bunch of other really good cards. So, unfortunately, this is a mulligan. This hand's not that good either, but we do get to Surveil. Maybe we can fix it like that. We've got Removal Spell, we've got Mind Twist maybe. It's good enough, I think. I'm gonna put this island back. We've already got 2, just in case of the high tide. I want to keep the black source. Wheel of Fortune. I think that's pretty good here. I'm going to leave that on top, and I'm going to run out the LED because it doesn't actually do anything here, so if they spend a card killing it, that's fine. I'm going to have to manually yield through all of the turns since LED will ask me if I want to discard my hand for no reason. And pretty much every time I have priority. Meticulous Archive is a scary card. I do not want to play against counterspells in this matchup. All right. What do we think? Wheel of Fortune? Could Mind Twist them for 2 and then Wheel of Fortune next turn. I think I'm going to fire off the Wheel of Fortune now. They already have 7 cards in hand. So it doesn't really matter if we give them 7 cards. Okay, we found Mox. We found no lands, that's interesting. But we do have the whole combo here. So if we cast Underworld Breach Mox, we can crack LED and just go off. Wow, okay, that's pretty good. Right, we crack the LED for... Oh no, we can't cast the Underworld Breach off of just the Mox Ruby. We have to do this next turn. But I am going to run out the ruby. And then, yeah, that is all we've got for right now. We do win next turn if we get to untap. Not the worst Wheel of Fortune I've ever seen, gotta say. Just Wheel of Fortune right into Underworld Breach and Brain Freeze. Okay, they're gonna hold up some stuff. So this is the part where it gets dicey. We have to trick them into spending their counter magic on something that doesn't matter. So what is that gonna be? If we start off with High Tide or even Time Walk, then we can still go off after that. We can actually just do both of those things. Let's start with High Tide. And then we'll try Time Walk. And hopefully one of those two spells baits counter magic. Okay, interesting. Should we do it next turn then? We could just Talisman pass. See what they've got. I guess we can see one more card basically for free here. Seething Song. All right, let's go for it. Okay, so they did have the Force. We can cast Seething Song and then try to Echo. Or we could just go for it next turn. Seething Song Echo is probably fine. We still have a land drop. Wish we had another mana hanging around. I guess we can spend Seething Song mana on it. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Then we get 2 blue mana laying around. That's weird. We can Rain of Filth and then cast Shieldred, I guess? Is that even good? We have so many lands. It's probably fine. Well, that's what I get, I guess. Okay, that's definitely part of something. I'm gonna wait for them to target the knight token with the Elspeth to exile it. Sure. Yeah. Still gonna hit this. They take no damage this turn, they only have one creature to grow. Ooh, okay. That is definitely meaningful. We're gonna go land, end step, Wheel of Fortune, I guess. Just gonna like keep pushing, and eventually it might get through, or we might die to this Virtue of Loyalty. Probably gonna take 5 damage here. No, okay. They're more interested in building their board. I feel like they want to be killing me as fast as possible. Yeah, I guess. So we can Yawgmoth. Is that enough storm count? Let's see. Mox Ruby, Rain of Filth. Probably. We need an extra black mana, so we should play. I guess we can keep the Silent Clearing. We can always play a land from graveyard too. That's pretty good. What do they do? Counter draw. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna go. Do we have an island left in our deck? I think we do. So we'll go Scalding Tarn. And then end step Consider. We could also get a Surveil in and get an extra card deep at the cost of 1 more mana. Okay. 6 damage. I think I could be dead here if they had just Elspeth me last turn and this turn. No, that's not true. Apparently we did not have another basic island, so good thing we have the surveil land. This goes into my graveyard. Pentad Prism. Okay, let's see. We probably want to consider first. Let's start with that. Snapcaster Mage. We don't have enough mana to snap back Yawgmoth. Oh, we still have a land drop though. And then we can cast like Shieldred, I guess. I don't think that's good enough. We can snap Yawgmoth, land drop. Mox Ruby. It's like not quite enough. What if we land drop first and then we Treachery to get an extra storm? Then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we Brain Freeze. I don't know if I did that math right. I'm gonna put this on top. I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna play this island. Oh, Pentad Prism is also free. We have a bunch of free spells here. All right. So Treachery is gonna untap. Oh, I could have used the Talisman to do that. I hope that doesn't kill me. Jeez. Okay. So, ban interaction. Probably the Nightmare matchup, if I had to guess. I just have to go faster. Like maybe I even bring in the Spirit Guide and cut, I don't know, Shieldred or something. Wishclaw Talisman. I mean, as long as I do it on the turn I'm killing them, it's probably fine. Yeah, I don't actually have anything that cares about being removed from the board except for Shieldred. I wonder if they'll board that kind of thing out. I could take the Mind Twist out again, but that's kind of antithetical to the Elvish Spirit Guide plan. So it could be Aetherflux Reservoir, it could be Baleful Mastery. This card is not fast, that's for sure. Okay, try to lean into the quick combo here. This is pretty good, I think. We get to Surveil. We can even Surveil twice if we want. I'm going to start off with the Scalding Tarn. Okay, let's grab our Thundering Falls. See what we got. Mind Twist. I think we keep that, and then we just twist them. Yeah, we like that too. Top. We might be able to, so currently we can make a Mind Twist X equals 3 next turn. Okay. I think this is just going to be Island Pass, probably. I guess Mind Twist X equals 3 is just really good. It's kind of the same thing as X equals 2 and pay for the Esper Sentinel. That's interesting. I wonder if we should frantic search first just to see if we can find even more fast mana. If we're going to give them the card anyway, I kind of want to check to see what these cards are. Okay, those are good ones. The Brain Freeze is safe in my graveyard for right now because I have the Underworld Breach already, and I don't really need the second swamp, I don't think. I'm going to untap these 3 lands, and then I am going to pitch Spirit Guide and cast this for 3. Okay, turned our triple Hymn-to-Turok into a regular Hymn-to-Turok. It's probably fine. They pitch Brazen Borrower. Oh. Well, that's pretty lucky. I'm going to play this out in case of Spell Pierce. That is... I can pay for that. Ugh. I was supposed to give them the card? Oh, I guess I could have... Oh, I could have played the LED out, and that would have been fine. Yeah. Okay, well I can fire again next turn. Kind of. I am going to cast this now. The Shame LED. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gonna play this. I'm going to cast this. Hold priority and crack LED for black, black, black. Let's see. I'm going to want to frantic search. No, frantic search doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna have to mind twist them here. So if I give them the card, I can cast Mind Twist for x equals 5, and that's fine. Or I can rob them of the card and cast it for x equals 4, which is the same, but I get to mill them for 1, which is arguably part of my game plan. Oh, it's actually 2. So I am just going to give them the card because it cares about power. Okay, let's resolve this. Let's cast this. And then we can Mind Twist for 5. And now we just have to beat Luminarch Aspirant, which is, kind of a tall ask. But Storm count is 3 here, so I can mill them for 12, but it doesn't really do anything. If I sack the LED here, it goes away. So I can't breach. Yeah. I could have Frantic Search just to untap my lands, and then I would have been able to get an extra Brain Freeze, but that still wouldn't have been lethal. They drew a land. They chose to tell me that they drew a land. Okay. What can I draw here? I guess a wheel would be my best draw. Treachery's pretty freaking good too. Do I want a Seething Song and out? Wait, that's mana neutral. Well, it's not actually mana neutral because it hits the... Oh no, it's 4 now. Right. It just keeps getting bigger. Okay, well, I'm going to give them the card, and we're going to hope they don't have counter magic. I forgot to tap my island, but that didn't matter. Path your own Esper Sentinel. Yeah, I guess. High Tide, even more mana. Still nothing to do with it. At this point, I'm not really sure what I could draw. Technically, I can tap their creatures, I guess. Okay, you got it. All right. Yeah, I think match 1 was in reach there, but match 3 did not feel in reach at all. So cool. Storm is weird and fun. I don't, again, get the opportunity to draft it super frequently. And I also don't really feel like I need the opportunity to draft it super frequently, if I'm being honest. That was probably enough for a while, but always fun to see it come together like that. I feel like that was honestly kind of the nut Storm deck. I could have asked for like Black Lotus, I guess, but cool. I will see you next time.